Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hearts, mind, soul, and strength, and other people as we love ourselves. May the year ahead be marked by your great blessing, Lord. Thank you. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor Hurl, and thank you, Honor Guard. Very much appreciated. Looking sharp as always. Item 1 on our agenda tonight is public communication, appearance of interested citizens. You are welcome and encouraged to participate in this meeting. Public comment is taken on action items appearing on the consent calendar or business items on the agenda when they are called. Public comment on any other items within the scope of the city's jurisdiction, including items not listed on the agenda, will be considered at this time. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Members of the public submitting written requests at least 24 hours prior to the meeting will be allotted 5 minutes to comment per speaker. Repetitive comments may be limited, and large groups are encouraged to select representatives to express the opinions of the group. Do we have anybody who would like to make a public comment? Jackie, are you sure? It's your one last chance. No? All right. I saw you looking down, so I had to call on you. All right. So everybody knows this is our what we call changing of the guard meeting. Special, there's no business items on the agenda except what we're doing here today, swapping chairs. We'll do some moving around here shortly. And so now is my time, since I'm stepping away. Typically I don't like to read speeches, but I put a few notes in here because I don't want to forget some things, but I still tend to just talk. So my comment after 8 years being here, of course, the very first thing I want to do is thank my family for everything they've done and always done. I could not have done any of this without you. Having to be late to things or have to leave early to things or not show up at all. That's 8 years of that, plus and then my CHP time, that takes a toll. And so I want to thank them for that. Thank you so much. It has, of course, been an honor to serve Yuba City up here as a city council member, let alone as the mayor, and to grow up here in my hometown, and then running around here as a little kid. Little did I know that one day I'd be mayor not once but 3 times. So it's kind of cool and strange and also surreal to know that I have the honor to sit here in this center chair and up here for 8 years serving you folks. So a couple things that I know that we've worked together on that I remember mostly. A lot of it's the most recent stuff because my memory's not too good. With the opening of our Fifth Street Bridge, the improvement of Bridge Street, how beautiful is that? Let's let that momentum keep going. We opened up DRS Baines Park, which was a big accomplishment. And we also have many new and soon to be new developments in town. And that took a lot of momentum and a lot of work to get to that point because we went a long time where we didn't have a lot of houses coming up and rooftops. But now if you can see, you drive around, you see that all over the place. And that's a result of a lot of work, not just here, but the entire city and the community and our development community. And that speaks to the value of relationships and the way that we want to take our time for growth for Yuba City, but we also want it to be smart growth. And then, serving the city for these last, and again, 8 years, at literally hundreds of meetings and functions, and the member of many boards and commissions, and not only here in Yuba City or even California, but out to Salt Lake City, Washington, D.C., Denver, Long Beach, Tokyo, and countless meetings down in Sacramento. So it's been, you could do a recap, it's busy time. And I've my friend down here at the very end, he never ceases to remind me of how I kind of underestimated the time it would take before he was considering to run. But I'm glad I lied to him. Anyway, and I do all that, and this isn't leadership according to Sean Harris 101. You didn't sign up for that tonight, but I can trap you into it if I want to. But I really make an attempt to understand the role of a city council member, understand the role of a mayor. Don't overreach. Do keep in mind staff time, what they do, what they have to do, and not just kind of walk in. I know when I was the commander of the Highway Patrol, there's no easier way to clear a room than to walk in there and say, I have an idea. So, a mayor with an idea will do the same thing. But as long as you focus on what we're doing and why we're here, you work on developing those relationships and you do the right thing, the right way, for the right reason. Sometimes you miss the mark, but when that happens, you own it, you learn it, and you move on. That's the way I was trying to do business, and hopefully we've been able to do that. And I've been able to be your mayor, not a nightmare, right? Don't want to do that. Anyway, so here we are, 8 years later after running, and I would not be here at all because once upon a time, about 8.5 years ago, I had a conversation with a certain gentleman. I billed up to the bar in Calusa Casino. And next to me was a guy who would not be here if it wasn't for him, Mr. Roy Ramirez, sitting back there in the back. And thank you for your advice, your counsel, and your friendship, sir. Would not have done it without you. So thank you for that. So I have to step down. All I can say is districting sounded like a good idea at the time. But now, here I go. Got to find something else to do. And I will. But this is really a celebration, not for the city alone, but our American system. And we have a smooth, orderly, not a shot fired transition of power. And I use the word power in this case lightly. As the mayor, I'm the face, I'm a signature. I hold this thing, but it's really a team effort and what we do up here and the decisions we make. Diana has one five-headed boss, basically. And she manages us quite well. The entire staff really does. And I do, kind of a cliche saying this bittersweet, but it is because there's still a lot of work to be done. We've been working on a lot of things. And not just, public safety, always be there, always number one priority, but our roads, economic development, economic growth, and sustainability. Huge things that we need to do. And of course, also fighting off the state as much as we can with their overreach and their regulations that we can't really control. But we do focus on what we can control. And I think the five of us have really done a good job of doing that. And you may have seen, if anybody paying attention to meetings, on occasion we don't have a 5-0 vote. But we do that 4-1, 3-2, whatever vote with grace and respect. When we're done, we get up, we move on, and that's it. And I think that says a lot because we don't carry grudges. And I really mean that. A lot of councils or other entities don't enjoy that relationship and level of mutual respect. And for that, I thank you, gentlemen. Of course, this brings me to, I also want to mention that some of the work that has to be done is our bike path I want to put out there on the railroad corridor. And then, of course, hopefully we can find a developer and a path to develop a tiny home community of sorts to allow people who are renting now. Now where you're renting, you pay this much, and if you want to buy, you got to be able to afford up here. There's nowhere in between. And so if we can figure out a way to get a developer or something to pencil, that's one thing I was kind of working on, but I ran out of time. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is a long and likely unintentionally incomplete list of people I want to thank. Our city staff comes first, and always will. They work wonderful. They're behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, everywhere they do, up until including yesterday I was out here and that whole courtyard was full of leaves. Somebody got rid of them for you, right? It doesn't just happen. Those little things make a huge difference. So everybody is part of a big team, and I want to thank each and every one of you. The folks that we deal with on a daily basis, I don't know where Tony is. She's in the back doing what she does best, monitoring and keeping things going. But Tony and Sierra sitting over there, thank you for your patience and your guidance and your therapy sessions. I appreciate that. And of course, Ashley, if she's here, Potochnik, there she is, hiding behind there. And then Christy, a new addition to the front office area. You guys all do such a good job juggling us. And it's got to be some frustrations when you try to corral all five of us and get you to call you back and email you back when you're just trying to do your job and RSVP for us and things like that. So I want to acknowledge deliberately my appreciation for that. You guys are great. So we have a role up here, but it's short-lived. We're elected. Every 2 years, we can at least potentially change the vibe and the flow of this council up here. But you all, city staff, and I mean by that meaning everybody, you're here for a career. And so we are the way we do things, it changes you and affects the way you do business. You're trying to read our mind and predict things and navigate through what we're trying to do. And it takes patience and it takes effort. And I want to acknowledge that. That's very important to do. You're not mind readers, and clearly you want to be responsive, and you want to do what we need you to do or what we would ask you to do, or do your job in accordance with the direction here. But you're here for a career. We're here for 8 years, right? But you are here for 30. And that's important for us, I think, to realize that, and for you. And for that, I thank you. I also want to thank the county elected officials on both sides of the river, both members of the boards of supervisors, City of Marysville, council members, Wheatland, Live Oak, Mr. Steve Smith, who is the county executive officer for Sutter County, Assemblyman Gallagher, and they're in his office, wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful relationship. Federal level, Congressman LaMalfa, great relationship, much appreciated. And then back down to our community partners too. The Chamber of Commerce, Downtown Business Association, our food bank, Habitat for Humanity, Casa de Esperanza, Homeless Consortium, Economic Development Commission, and all the countless vendors and consultants that we do. Everyone plays a role in making your city, our city, better. And I think now it's appropriate time to acknowledge that. It's important, and we value that. And of course, our department heads, Police Chief Brian Baker, Fire Chief Jesse Alexander, Ann Gillen is here tonight, keeping your parks clean and maintaining the dog pound and animal control and everything else. And she's wonderful to work with. Ben Moody, a Public Works Director, Spencer Morrison, Finance Director, who is soon to be retiring. In fact, I think he has a party tomorrow. And so congratulations, Spencer. It's been a pleasure. And when we're Deanna, welcome in your new role as well. Thank you. Natalie Springer, our Personnel Director. Wonderful conversations with Natalie. Shannon Chafin, of course. Thank you, Shannon. And I can't say enough about Diana Langley. Who can? You know, I've been around a long time. I've been a line staff, I've been a supervisor, I've been a manager, I've been a commander, and I've been a mayor. And I tell you, I can't say enough good things about you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Whew. I made it almost. So for my fellow council members, Mike Pasquale, it's been a pleasure, sir. A pleasure getting to know you. And I think you said at one time in an event that you and I are often in alignment. And I've noticed that as well. And I really appreciate that. And I really would like to know your tailor because damn. Wade. Great guy. Gotten to know you over the last few years, even before you came on council, my friend. And I just appreciate your enthusiasm for so many things. I appreciate the phone calls when I think something's burning down. It turns out we're just trying to rumor control. And I just love that. And then we have our serious conversations that we're able to have. And you do your homework. You know a lot of people that get a lot of opinions. You provide sound input. And I really have appreciated sitting next to you up here. And every once in a while I push him, I slide a piece of candy over to him, and he never takes it, but I like to mess with him a little bit. Mr. Boomgarden, fellow public safety, or former fire chief, lots of respect for you as well, sir. You're the calm in every storm. I tend to sometimes not be, at least in my brain. I don't know, but you're a voice of sound reason a lot, and I really value that among many other things amongst what we've done. We work together, and I hope we can do so in the future as well. And then we have, well, I'll tell you what. Where's Jackie Sillman? No, it's all a good thing. We anticipated an opening in the council, and way back when, several years ago. Who loves the city, who's dedicated to the city, who's got sound professional judgment, who's demonstrated their ability to make sound decisions, who can articulate their ideas and thoughts. And, one name came to mind, the most obvious choice, and that person wasn't available, but Dave. It worked out. It worked out, and he was good. So, some things are blessings in disguise. And, but no, really, I mean, we sit up here, we have a good time, we discuss things, we hash things out, we work really well together. And we've gotten feedback from the community. People others see that. I think you probably don't often hear us publicly acknowledging it, but I do. And it makes things a lot easier to just deal with the real decisions versus some petty personality issues or something, right? We don't have that, and we're lucky and we're fortunate. And thank you very much. So with that being said, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the community for allowing me the opportunity to serve as your mayor and serve on the council for 8 years. It has been a true pleasure, one I will carry with me forever. So thank you very much. Oh, no, I'm going to stop that. I want... All right. I'm not ready to go. You're only allowed to stand up when my ex-wife's here, so I can harass her for standing up. All right. Oh, I meant, hold on. Thank you very much for that. Not necessary, but I appreciate it. I think you're up.
Yes, sir. Moving on to our next part of the presentation, and if I could ask the council and Mayor Harris to join me down front, please.
I will.
It doesn't matter which side you want. You're still the mayor. It's funny when you join this council, you start out like that, and after about 4 or 5 years, you end up with these on to be able to read anything. So with tradition at the council, we always recognize the outgoing council members, outgoing mayors. This one is really, like you said, bittersweet. When we go back, I'm just going to take a little liberty here. I remember when we first met, and I've known you from the community, and I think we kind of just passed around, but we sat down at Starbucks, had a cup of coffee, wasn't a bar, and we talked about, potentially running, and we talked about the things that's going on. And when we made that decision, I had already met my other counterpart over here and started up a friendship and talking about what we needed. And I remember the words that I told you that day. And because I was in and Mark was in, and we only know one way to do this, and that's in it to win it, right? And we told you just to hang on, brother. The cavalry's coming, because you were trying to do what was right for the city and you needed help. And that began, I know for myself, and I think Mark and the rest of this council, as everybody came on, it's been a journey that we've all been honored to be a part of your journey. So with that, I just want to say thank you. And now we'll get on with the formalities, because, pardon the French, but you did a hell of a lot, brother. I'm going to be reading for a while. So the proclamation that we're going to be presenting tonight is to Sean Harris, and he was elected to the city council in 2016 and served honorably for 8 years, where he further dedicated himself to our community by serving back-to-back terms as mayor of Yuba City in 19 and 20, and then again in 2024. That's a feat, because there's very few mayors that served 3 terms in this city. His unwavering commitment to public service and leadership to the city of Yuba City makes it right and proper that his contributions be recognized and appreciated, including representing the city on the Beale Air Force Base Military Liaison Committee, the Sacramento Area Council of Governments, SACOG, and the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, GSEC, and the Sutter Buttes Flood Control Agency, the Gil-Sizer Drainage District Board, and the Yuba-Sutter Regional Arts Council, just to name a few, okay? In addition, the council priorities included enhancing quality of life for residents through public safety, physical responsibility, infrastructure, and being business friendly. Accomplishments during your tenure were many and included an ongoing commitment to maintaining a system of transparency and public engagement, forming ad hoc committees to address homelessness, budget, the Bogue Stewart Master Plan and Sphere of Influence expansion, and annexation, Terra Buena traffic, and the Sikh Parade. Hosting community workshops on the topics of CalPERS, unfunded liability, water and wastewater, transportation development, impact fees, and many more. So, yeah. During his watch, I got to put this. Why don't you hold it? This is getting heavy. You can read off of that. All right. During his watch, the city completed the railroad corridor feasibility study, construction of the 5th Street Bridge, the Bridge Street corridor improvements, Feather River Parkway improvement project, the police parking lot expansion project, pickleball and bocce ball courts at Sam Brannan Park, Shanghai Garden Park playground replacement, Deedar Baines Park construction, Plumas Street tree beautification, the designation as a Purple Heart City received millions in grants fundings benefiting multiple projects throughout the city. And during your mayorship, the council approved a development agreement for the West Railroad Village subdivision, an amendment to the Newcomb Ranch Development Agreement, and the Sutter Heritage Development Agreement. Paul Harvey says, page 2. Adopted updated ordinances regulating the parking of boats, trailers, and RVs, received the Clean California grant for the Plumas Street improvements, approved the city's new welcome sign design, the purchase of the police Bearcat vehicle, the Station 3 ladder truck, the new Type 3 fire engine, the remodel and expansion of Fire Station 2, construction of the police evidence storage building, the Sutter Animal Services new barn, and the contract with Tyler Technologies for the city's new enterprise resource planning software. In 2020, Mayor Harris provided steadfast leadership for community members, businesses, and city staff during the COVID-19 emergency. His proactive communication, decisiveness, and dedication to educating the community about the pandemic was critical to the health and safety of our residents and businesses. In addition, awards received during his term include the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation Award and the Operating Budget Excellence Award from the California Society of Municipal Finance Officers and redesignation as a Tree City USA community. Now the fun part. We as the City Council, the City of Yuba City, do hereby extend our appreciation and commend Mayor Sean Harris for his dedication and outstanding performance as a council member and a 3-time mayor of the City of Yuba City. And we hereby urge all residents to join us in recognizing Sean for his contributions and ongoing dedication to our community. Brother, thank you very much. Don't run anywhere. At this time, I would like to get David Morgan, Isabel Morgan, and Laura Nicholson to come up because they have a few more presentations from you. I guess you were a good mayor, right? Who would like to go first?
Good evening. On behalf of Senator Nilo and Assemblyman Gallagher, it is our honor and our privilege to present to you this joint resolution recognizing your efforts on behalf of the City of Yuba City, the council, the residents, and putting what we know to be incredible passion and belief and faith into your work for the city. You have talked about what's important to you. We have heard so much of this, and so I won't read it, but congratulations.
You always got to get it back, right? David Morgan with Congressman Doug LaMalfa's office. It's my honor and privilege to present you with this special congressional certificate recognizing your tenure as the mayor, as a city council member for the City of Yuba City. We recognize your 8 years of public service on the City of Yuba City, including your 3 terms as mayor, as a 4th-generation Yuba City resident, a highway patrol captain serving from 1995 to 2017, and as commander of the Yuba-Sutter Area Highway Patrol Office. Mayor Harris has provided, getting me all nervous, man. We really do appreciate you, man. You've provided vital insight on public safety, on all the projects that we've dealt with here in the community, and you have been a stalwart steward and a outstanding resident and somebody who goes above and beyond. So we greatly appreciate everything you've done and continue to do. Getting me choked up a little bit, man. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, these last couple of years. And I can't wait to see, what you continue to do here in our community. So I will wrap up there. Thank you, Mayor Harris.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move to the next agenda item, we are a close-knit group, so I would, Mark, would you like to say a few words to Sean now? We're going to do it later. This is just work.
Okay. No, I'm going to do it later.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Would you like to say a few words?
I'll save mine for the end.
Lou.
Sean, it's been a pleasure working with you, sir. There's two type of people that get into this, people that are people-driven and mission-driven, and it's hard to play both roles. I'm amazed at your humanity, what you do, that nobody knows what you do, and that inspires me. And it's been a pleasure, sir.
For me,
Yeah, we're going to the.
I have to wipe my tears. Hold on.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
man, good.
Thank
Thank
you.
God.
for reminding- See, a good team keeps us in line because we'd already forgot about this. So now the later. You've already got 2 of these, I think. But again, significant. This is your 3rd gavel, and we want to present that to you for being a 3-term mayor. Okay. And then the team put together something very special for you, a book of your 8 years, my friend. So, you know. Notice the resemblance, no hair.
I can't wait to look in that thing. That took a lot of thought. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, I'm kind of a big deal.
As long as I'm not a nightmare, that's good. We'll be good. So, a lot of stuff, and thank you very much. You guys put a lot of work and thought into that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to look at it. But, I've said a lot already, and a lot of the said read on the proclamation. Yeah, I was sitting up here when all that got done, but the real work is staff and your leadership, your department heads, all the way down to everybody. They are the ones that do it. We might point it in the right direction. We might sign the stuff to pay for it. But for example, Stuart, the financial awards, that's the man we're sitting right there. That's Spencer Moore. That's not me. I just happened to be sitting up here when it happened. But it's really important to me that I communicate that the appreciation goes so deep, and I love all of you. Thank you.
No, we gotta go.
Yep. What do you want? All right.
Nope, we're moving on.
All right, so now, hold on. We got item number 4. This is one of my last things as mayor. Jackie, the aforementioned Jackie Soman. All right, and I would also like to have Laura, David, and Isabella come on down too, again.
Oh, here. My last official city clerk.
All right.
Colonial thing.
All right, here we are. Jackie Silman, she elected city clerk from 2020 to 2024, whereas Jackie Silman was elected by the people in November 2020 and appointed as the city clerk for the city of Yuba City on December 1st, 2020. She served as city clerk until December 10th, 2024, for a total of 4 years. Jackie always represented the city of Yuba City throughout the community with professionalism, positivity, and poise. She kept herself informed on the important issues in our community and acted as a resource to citizens throughout her tenure. Jackie was incredibly responsive and supportive of city staff and was a valued part of the Yuba City team. Her dedication, commitment, and willingness to serve as the city clerk to the community of Yuba City goes beyond measure. We are grateful for her hard work, devotion, and enthusiasm in all that she has done for the city of Yuba City. Now, therefore, be resolved that I, Sean Harris, Mayor of the City of Yuba City, on behalf of the entire City Council, hereby commend Jackie Selman for her outstanding dedication as the city clerk to the City of Yuba City Council and to the Yuba City community as a whole. Thank you. Congratulations, and thank you.
You want me to say something now? That's okay. See, again, staff does all the work.
Hey, friend.
Renee?
My name is Laura.
Okay.
Jackie Silman, my friend. Senator Nilo and Assemblyman Gallagher. It is our honor, our privilege to present you with this certificate, joint certificate of recognition, recognizing as well your passion and commitment to the city of Yuba City and always being willing to step up when people ask you to. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Here, you're gonna make me cry, David.
I'm going to try not to. Just bring in the emotions tonight.
Okay,
Woo.
good.
So, Jackie, it has been a pleasure getting to know you as well. Thank you for your 4 years of dedicated service as the city clerk of Yuba City. We know you've done time and time again, stepped up on many different issues and areas, and just contributed in many different ways that many folks, we see a lot of what you do, but there's a lot of stuff we don't see what you do. And so we really appreciate you going above, well, you know, all the stuff that you do to go above and beyond. So again, thank you for your 4 years of service to the residents of Yuba City and to the wider Yuba-Sutter region. So thank you. All right.
Oh, I am. Well, you have to stay here now. First of all, thank you very much. And actually what happened was just that. I was asked to just step up to be the ceremonial, I have to say that word, city clerk. Many don't understand it's part of the charter, and the same thing with Spencer. But really, Sierra has been doing the work for all 4 years. And so it's been a pleasure to learn from her, though. So if you are asked to step up, take a minute and do it. I have learned so much about the city just through the city clerk, through Diana's office, through the council. And for that, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Gotta find some wall space now. Man, thank you all very much. We're on to, there they are. Number 6, declaration of the 2024 election results.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, members of the community. My name is Sierra Wakefield. I'm the City Clerk Administrator for the City of Yuba City. And tonight I am here to share with you the certified election results from the November 5th, 2024 election. So this year was unique. We had 5 items going on the ballot. City Council District 4, City Council District 5, City Clerk, City Treasurer, and Measure D. 3 of those seats were uncontested seats. So City Council District 4, which was Wade Kirchner, city clerk, which was me, and city treasurer, Deanna Pope. We were all the only folks to run for our particular seats. And so Donna Johnston, who is the clerk recorder and registrar of voters for Sutter County, issued a certificate of facts that basically said you're the only one, and recommended that the council appoint us into these positions. So that recommendation went to council a few weeks back, and those appointments are effective today. So congratulations, everyone. And yes. So in addition to those 3 seats, we still have Measure D and City Council District 5. So Measure D, as you may know, we did a lot of education. Diana was out beating the street and making sure that everybody understood what Measure D stood for. But unfortunately, it did not pass. And so the total vote count on that was 13,440 no and 11,480 yes. So Measure D did not pass. There'll be no change at this time to the sales tax in Yuba City. The other piece that you saw on your ballot, if you live in District 5, was for City Council. We had 3 candidates run for District 5 City Council seat. Tony Cole, yes, John Buckland, and Vincenzo Carrazza. As you can see by the slide here, Tony received 2,843 votes. John Buckland received 1,925 votes, and Vincenzo Carrazza received 264 votes. So with a 56.5% of the vote, Tony Cole was the winner of that race. So per California Election Code, Section 10262B, that requires the City Council to declare elected the persons for whom the highest number of votes were cast for each office. So in this case, that is Ms. Tony Cole. So my recommendation to the council this evening is to adopt a resolution accepting the official certified results of the November 5th, 2024 general municipal election. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Do we have any public comment on the item? If we don't, we can bring it back to council for action.
Through the mayor.
Yes, sir.
I move that we adopt a resolution accepting the official certified results of the November 5th, 2024 general municipal election.
Second.
First and second to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Welcome, Tony. Now, y'all bear with us for a second while we do some seat adjusting.
All right, we're going to move on to agenda item 7, the administer the oaths of office. And we will start with Ms. Tony Cole, who was council-elect for District 5. And tonight's oath of office will be given by her father, Rick Cole. And if the two of you will come right down to the front. It's the dais, that's what happens.
Raise your right hand. I, Tony Cole,
I, Tony Cole,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose or of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will. That one should have been separate.
All right, and
And
that, no, let me see. And that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
That's it.
Let's welcome and congratulate Ms. Cole. Welcome to the council. All right, our next oath of office is for Wade Kirchner, City Council District 4, and the oath of office will be given by his son, Jack Kirchner. Wade, you both come down front.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Wade Kirchner,
I, Wade Kirchner,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any
mental reservation or
purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties that I'm about to enter.
Let's congratulate Wade. Next, we will administer the oath of office to Sierra Wakefield, our city clerk, and that oath of office will be administered by Jackie Silman, the preceding city clerk.
Again, yippee. Sorry. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sierra Wakefield, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I will take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will, well, this one does get you. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Let's welcome Sierra and congratulate her. Congratulations, Sierra. Would you like to make a few comments?
Sure. I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to the council. Thank you to Diana and to Shannon and to city staff who make working here great every day. So thank you.
Thank you. Next will be Deanna Pope, our city treasurer, and the oath of office will be given by Spencer Morrison, our preceding city treasurer.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Deanna Pope, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Deanna. Would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say I'm really thankful to have this opportunity. I'm thankful for Spencer for all his mentorship during the last 2.5 years, and I'm excited to work for the city.
Congratulations to you all. We're going to move on to agenda item number 8, and we have a presentation to our newest council member, Tony Cole, who represents District 5. A little background in what we're about to do. Several years ago, the council got together because we had nothing that signified we were a part of the council. And so out of the members of the council came these pins that you see each of us wearing. And these pins are significant because they're not only a nice shiny pin that signifies we're on this, but it's a constant reminder that we're entrusted with this city while we're wearing this, and that this is an honor for us. So at this time, I would like to ask the veteran council members to join me down front and our rookie council member to come join us in the middle. All right, Tony, it is my great honor to welcome you to the City Council. You have demonstrated a strong commitment to our community and your willingness to serve, and we are excited to have you join our team. Today marks an important step in your journey as an official member of the Yuba City City Council. As a member of the City Council, you will play a critical role in shaping the future of our city, advocating for the needs of our community, of our constituents and community, and contributing to the decisions that affect the daily lives of those we serve. This pin you're about to receive symbolizes not just your position, but also the trust and responsibility placed in you by the people of Yuba City. Tony, this City Council pin is a reminder of your role, responsibilities, and the important work that lies ahead. It represents the honor, dedication, and integrity that our citizens expect from their elected officials. It is a reminder that the people of District 5 have entrusted you to be a leader of our city. We look forward to working alongside you and supporting you as you continue to make a difference in our community. Please join the entire City Council in congratulating Tony Cole as we present her with her official City Council pin to be worn with honor and humility during her time on the council. New script, so we're going back. All right. Moving right along, agenda item 9, we have comments from new council members. And with that, we will ask Ms. Cole, Councilmember Cole, if you would like to make a few comments tonight.
I warned Dave it's a few minutes long, so bear with me. And I went my whole campaign somehow without reading anything, and tonight I can't take that risk of forgetting, so here we go. To the good people of Yuba City, friends and family here tonight, it is most important that I begin by saying that this seat and the accompanying position of leadership that I will occupy for the next 4 years represent something I have the kind of reverence for that leaves me stunned with gratitude. It is truly a sacred privilege not only to be, by God's grace, born upon the land of a democratic nation, but to be humbly selected by fellow citizens as a person who can be trusted. Trusted to be a voice and a decision maker on their behalf. Among the compliments one can be given, I don't feel there is any greater honor than to be told you are trusted. So I thank you as I reflect about this validation, still with a bit of disbelief. Summing up the kind of kid I was, I'd assert I was the kid who was curious, who liked to learn, and I was a kid who wanted to be good, or at least was constantly reminded to be good by my parents. I was a kind of kid who attempted to scribe the entire dictionary, and the one at Christmas who only wished for an encyclopedia. I was a bit of an old soul, I suppose. The 4-year-old kid at the Marysville Stampede who cried when she heard Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA. The 11-year-old who sat and read The Uphill Democrat with her dad at Body Express while he drank his coffee. The kid who wrote political essays in her free time. I was a kid who, if you asked what I'd take to me to a deserted island, would insist on taking my globe, a source for endless adventure inside my young mind. Thus, it may come as no surprise that somewhere along the way, setting foot in all 196 nations seemed my destiny. Ironically, hundreds of flights, 50 states, 50 countries, a million memories and lessons later, and a strong resistance to the thought of ever putting down roots, here I am at home, and there's no place I'd rather be. I'm still the curious type, diving into works like the Federalist Papers and Alexis de Tocqueville, but now with a sense of seriousness and urgency. Still dreaming about the next adventure, but with the realization that there is always work to be done. Still emotional, but now with a fierce sense of patriotism. When I hear the lyrics, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. At 8:35 a.m. every single weekday, I say a prayer and I count my blessings when I stand to pledge that American flag alongside my students, with an underscored thank you to our founding fathers and those who have fought and died while shaping our great nation. Most of the world hasn't been so lucky. As I pledge the flag, I am reminded of my recent visit to an Islamic sultanate where I could be arrested for anything from displaying Christian symbols too boldly to not having my arms covered in public. I think about the men, doctors, lawyers, engineers I witnessed in Cuba standing in line for their meager weekly rations of bread given to them by a socialist government who promised them the world, but so far has only mocked them with hopelessness. Because what good is an education when you are starving and your money is worth nothing? I think about the young girls there who were put in prison for 12 years without trial for daring to request more money for their labor. The 5-year-old beggar in Cambodia whose parents who have to choose whether to send her to school or to the streets so that they may eat that day. The taxi drivers in so many other third world nations who I resist to naively ask about one day visiting the USA, because now I know that somewhere between their optimistic youth and the last time they filled up their gas tank with the few coins left in their pockets, they were forced to abandon their dreams. But most often, I am reminded of the people of Hong Kong. In June of 2019, I was visiting Hong Kong, the most economically free land in the world at that time. I was asked by a local if I was going to the protest tomorrow at 2 p.m. Being on the sidelines of history is and always will be enticing to me, but in retrospect, never have I felt such a strong sense of relief that my flight happened to be leaving tomorrow at 2 p.m. Because that next day, June 9th, 2019, Hong Kongers ceased to be free. China passed the extradition bill, arrested hundreds of thousands for speaking in the name of democracy, and just 2 weeks ago sentenced 47 people to over 240 years of prison. Their crime? Attempting to organize a free and open primary election in Hong Kong. Not a day goes by that I do not hear the words of Reagan when he said freedom is a fragile thing and never more than one generation away from extinction. And when there's a tyrannical leader, even in a democracy, freedom can be lost in a moment. Not a day passes that I do not reflect about how unbelievably fortunate we are to be citizens of these United States. We have been afforded a lot in life that should not be taken for granted, and that I believe each of us must work to keep to the degree with which we are able. And that is why I'm sitting here. I recognize that so far I have not included promises to lower water bills or fix roads or bring a Chick-fil-A to town, but to the citizens of Yuba City and District 5 and to each and every individual in every department who works so tirelessly to keep our city efficiently operating, I can promise you this. I can promise to work each day with a spirit of cooperation. I can promise to be well-researched and to communicate before making decisions that will no doubt have an effect on your livelihood. I can genuinely promise to always consider our posterity, to not sacrifice it in our city's future through hasty decision-making that only serves to satisfy our perceived immediate needs. I promise to say no to agendas which can lead to societal breakdown and to say yes to the promotion of American values like family, community, law, order, and safety, work ethic, capitalism, private property, and growth. In order to be effective, I am motivated to be less cynical about the inevitable tough decisions that must be made for Yuba City, and I encourage you all to do the same. Let's remember that civic participation shall not be synonymous with politics if we are doing it right. There was much to consider a year ago when I began pondering the reality of what some would call getting into politics. A sane person certainly doesn't seek to be called a politician, but what I continue to witness after attending countless council meetings is a group of men doing it right. This council is comprised of men who are not here for their own ambitions or recognition, but rather are here simply to serve. They are critical thinkers and men of integrity who care deeply about the city of Yuba City and its future. Again, I am stunned with gratitude to have the opportunity to work with people I hold in such high esteem. Thank you all so much for your endorsements and for having faith in me. Sean, I can't tell you how many people thought I ran against you and somehow won, that I had to respond by saying, A, I'd never run against Sean Harris, and B, it would have been an honor to serve with him, and I'm sad to see him leaving. Thank you, Sean, for your years of service to our city and for being a model of leadership that I hope to emulate. I am so appreciative of the time you made for me, all of the supportive words of encouragement, for your friendship, and I wish you success in your next pursuits. Council members Mike Pasquale, Mark Boomgarden, and Wade Kirchner, I want you all to know how much I've enjoyed getting to know you this past year and how much respect I have for each of you. You have offered me insight and wisdom along the way that I know will be of use, and I am eager and very honored to work alongside you. To Mayor-elect Dave Shaw, I am not sure I know a person more generous, kind, and helpful than you. On a professional level, I have only witnessed you lead with integrity and act with your faith and values in mind. So to say I am proud to be on this council with you is an understatement. For many years, your mentorship and friendship have been invaluable, and for that, I am not sure I could ever say enough thank yous. To Diana Langley, Sierra Wakefield, Tony Darwazi, and each of the department heads who so graciously have met with me, you have been so helpful in providing me with clarity and direction. There will surely be challenges ahead, and you all have offered urgent and honest words so that I have the insight and empathy about the needs of your staff and the citizens of Yuba City. I look forward to being your advocate and aid when called upon. Thank you to my campaign manager, Crystal Martin. You are my kind of people, competent and no nonsense. Thank you for 8 months of professionalism and patience with me. I can now imagine what it must have felt like having a candidate who thought she could win by not posting on Facebook, not asking for endorsements, and not wanting to put up any signs. Thank you for convincing me otherwise, and thank you so much for your guidance, for all the time you spent organizing and attending events, and for being a person and friend I can rely upon. Thank you to Chad, too, for your help along the way and for assisting me with the walking app. If there is a next time knocking doors, I will be avoiding the homes with roosters that attack. Thank you, Sheriff Barnes and DA Jen Dupree, for your endorsements. And thank you so much to Kurt Hilbers, John Cassidy, Joe Fenn, Tajinder Desange and friends at the Sikh Temple, Brad Cartwright, and Callie and Raman Dhaliwal for hosting events for me. It takes a great amount of effort and resources to do that, and I am humbled by your willingness to support me in such generous ways. Thank you to Charn Tambar, Joe Pope, Wade, and Dave for taking on the responsibility of setting up and taking down all of my many signs. And a humble thank you to Assemblyman Gallagher and U.S. Congressman LaMalfa for your gracious endorsements. To Jackie Silman, a year ago you reached out not only to begin to plant the seed, but to let me know how much you believed in me. You are a community leader who has achieved so much, has truly made Yuba City better, and who has motivated so many women along the way. To have your endorsement and mentorship during this journey and beyond is a blessing. I am so grateful for the time you took to send the hundreds of personalized flyers to our constituents, for knocking on doors, and for being a trusted confidant. Miss Jo Fenn, Grandma Joe, my politics bestie, you say it's us who keep you young, but I think it's the other way around. Your energy and dedication to our community and this country have inspired me beyond words. You have been a constant reminder to me of my worth and my class. And your love story with Mick taught me lessons about life I never knew I needed. I want you to know your life and the legacy you've created are absolutely cherished, and I could not be more proud to have you in my corner. Lastly, to my family, nothing is possible without the support of family. You have all been steadfast in your love and truth. In times of vulnerability and insecurity, and in times I am in over my head and need clarity, I cannot thank God enough for you. To my sisters, Jamie, Katie, and honorary sisters, Heather and Megan, thank you for all being the truest definition of best friend. You are angels, and I choose you as my sisters in 1,000 lifetimes. To Aspen and Cannon, my niece and nephew, more than anyone, it's the two of you who inspire me to keep dreaming. And it's for the simple reason that we cannot insist that kids live in wonder, curiosity, and dream big unless we adults are doing the same. Thank you, Mom, for loving me and raising me to be the red, white, and blue to love the red, white, and blue. You are a true patriot, and you have taught me to be assertive and bold in standing up for our values. And Dad, thank you for swearing me in. This stuff is scary. You've survived, and I hope I do too. You have been someone in my life who has been an unyielding pinnacle of integrity and devotion to your work and your family. You remind me to be industrious, authentic, and loyal to all, and it is because of you that I am passionate about being good. Thank you for talking politics, building, and business all these years. You are officially my phone a friend as long as I'm on council. I know when I do things like travel with little phone service for 2 months, drive alone across the country, or jump into politics and sign up for 4 years of scrutiny, it can make you uneasy. But as I've mentioned before, it's because of you I do these things. A girl can't and won't attempt to fly out of the nest, brave the wilderness, or enter that arena without the confidence of knowing a good dad is there to hold her up if she fails. To everyone here tonight, thank you for listening. And I am fully committed to the responsibility before me, and I hope to make you and Yuba City proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cole, and we're glad you're a part of this council. It says new council members, but do you qualify, Mr. Kirchner?
Think so. Ish.
All right. You got anything to say to us tonight, sir?
Just briefly.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Sarah, can we have 2 minutes? Not even 3.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. So I'd like to begin by thanking Tony for taking up the challenge, stepping up, because that tells me a lot about your character. I've seen, and I've got to know you in the last how many months, but I just wanted to say thank you. A couple words of advice. Ask questions. Ask questions. You have 4 people up here that will make time to help you out as best we can, and we have an amazing staff. So as a teacher, there's no dumb questions. So ask questions. District 4, it has a nice ring to it. I would like to thank the community to continue to support me, especially those in District 4. The individuals that were calling me on August the 9th saying, has anybody filed yet? Oh, you got this, you got this, you got this, you got this. Well, I was pouring sweat. But all joking aside, I do appreciate the faith in my fellow citizens doing something that I thoroughly enjoy. I'd like to think that if you're sitting in this room right now, you love this city hopefully as much as I do. And what I'd like to suggest, and most of you are very much involved, but if you're not, get involved. There's countless committees, commissions, Sutter County Grand Jury, the list goes on and on and on and on. So just get involved. I'd like to thank my son for being patient with me and swearing me in. That was a bit surreal to have that happen. That was pretty special. 4 years ago, it was my father that swore me in, but that was a very special moment for me. Lastly, I'd like to thank my wife for being my confidant, my right hand, and allowing me and supporting me and allowing me to continue serving the community that I grew up in, the community that I love, and hopefully the community I can better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirchner. We're going to move on to agenda item 10, the appointment of mayor and vice mayor. And Mr. City Attorney, there's an updated process for this. Can you give us an overview of what we're about to go through? Because this is not traditional.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. or Mr. Vice Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity. I jumped the gun there a little bit, people.
Give me a minute.
Give you a minute. So by way of background, in early 2022, the city council shifted from elections from at-large, being selected at-large, to districts. And as part of that process, they updated the selection process for mayor and vice mayor. It used to be by appointment. Now the process has been approved a couple of years ago by the city council, is rotation basis. And the way that it works is once all 5 districts are seated, which we have today, and once those votes are certified and confirmed, which we have today, then you start rotation under the policy with the mayor at District 1. Next time around, it'll be District 2, then 3, then 4, and 5, so on and so forth. And the vice mayor comes from District 2, then District 3, then District 4, then District 5. So there is a rotation process, and it's presumed to be that way. Now, there are certain service prerequisites that are in this policy that were adopted by the city council. First of all, the policies require that the candidate from District 1 have at least 2 years of service on the city council, and the candidate for vice mayor from District 2 have at least 1 year of service on the city council. And both of those service prerequisites have been met in this present case. But before the council can proceed, however, the candidates need to formally express a willingness to accept a nomination. You can't make them do the extra work and be mayor and vice mayor. And because everybody knows that is a heavy office and a lot of responsibility that come with mayor and vice mayor. So I would like to take this opportunity, if I could confirm, to officially confirm that Vice Mayor Shaw, as the council member for District 1, are you willing to accept a nomination and appointment as the mayor of the city of Yuba City?
I am.
Thank you. Councilmember Boomgarden, as the council member for District 2, are you willing to accept a nomination and appointment as the vice mayor of the city of Yuba City?
I am.
Thank you. And unless there are any additional questions from the city council, I recommend opening up the matter to the public, if any, and then taking action consistent with the council's adopted policies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chaffin. Is there any questions from the council? Hearing none. Is there any comments from the public? Any comments from the public? All right, hearing none, I'm going to close public comment, and I'm going to bring this back. So, Mr. City Attorney, where do we go next?
The next thing is to have a nomination appointment of the council member for District 1, Vice Mayor Shaw, to serve as the mayor of Yuba City. Is there such a motion?
I would like to, through the mayor.
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor. I guess I got ahead too, sorry.
Yeah, we're just all over the board.
I would like to move that current Vice Mayor David Shaw be appointed as our mayor.
Second.
It would now be appropriate to call for the vote.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next, is there a nomination and appointment of council member for District 2, Councilmember Boomgarden, to serve as the vice mayor for the city of Yuba City?
Move to put the appointment of Vice Mayor Boomgarden in District 2.
Second.
It would now be appropriate to call for a vote.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. City Attorney, and
Thank you, and
congratulations, sir. All right. We're getting closer to the end of this, but we always have comments from council members. And so at this time, I'd like to give Council Member Pasquale an opportunity to speak if he would like to say a few words tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Changing of the guard always takes place. This is a very fluid thing to be a council member. It changes. I'm so proud of this young lady sitting to my left, and I'm going to have to pick up my game after that. And with that, I relinquish giving you anything else.
Thank you, sir. We're going to continue on with comments.
I know I'm not scheduled in, but I'd like to chime in quickly.
Sure.
Thank you. I guess I didn't read the comments here. I apologize for that. I would like to say a few things about our outgoing mayor, Sean Harris. I didn't have the privilege of knowing Sean as long as some of the individuals in this room or on his council. I met him at Calusa Casino as well. This was during no, this was for a fundraiser. This was for a fundraiser. And at the time he was running for city council back in 15-16. I was considering it, and I did jump into that fray. Unfortunately, I came in third. And in a 6-person race with 2 people eventually winning, he got a full third of the vote, which is amazing. But what that tells me is the community saw the value in that gentleman right there. And having him on council for the last 4 years has been kind of a joy to me. As he mentioned earlier, when I get spun up about things and I call him, the typical response is, Wade, why should I care? And so that tends to put things in perspective. That's what you get when you have an individual that spent a career in law enforcement. It's that perspective. So I would like to publicly say thank you, Sean, as a citizen of this community, for your continued hard work. And I know you love this community, but I just wanted to say publicly thank you.
All right, moving along with comments. We will next have comments from the new vice mayor and followed up by the mayor. But as part of the comments, the vice mayor and myself have a special presentation that's completely off script that we would like to make. So would former Mayor Harris please join us down front, please?
You thought you were out of it.
I wouldn't care. I would be worried. Right in the middle of us, sir. You know, you've heard a lot tonight that about the 8 years you've spent and 6 years with the two of us. And I remember the very first night we were here, you got known for some sayings. And the first one was drop the ego at the door. And I remember that clearly. And then it wasn't but a few weeks later, here come another one completely out of the blue. And it has some real significance. And for the whole 6 years we've been on here, it just resonates, doesn't it, Mark?
So the time that Dave and I joined the council, things were a little testy. And Sean was, I know you might find it hard to believe, was a voice of reason and calm. You know, it comes with his leadership through the Highway Patrol, et cetera. But beyond that, he also had a year of COVID where there was many people who stood right back there and blasted the mayor. But the mayor was poised. He handled it with great diplomacy. But to Dave's point, there was always a comment that Mayor Harris made. And that comment was,
if you spent too much time up there and the buzzer went off, welcome to the podium. There you go, Mr. Harris. Well, that's it. That's it.
We'll remember that moment a lot. It was intentional but unintentional. There's, you might guess, significant backstory to the comment that we can't get into. However, much appreciated, my friends. I thank you very much. All right. I can have the box?
now that we had a little fun, first, congratulations back to Wade. You know, when you have a new team member, you never know exactly how everything's going to mesh. And while I was not concerned, I was obviously, okay, how's Wade Kirchner going to join? It's been phenomenal. Wade Kirchner has been a huge benefit. His passion for the city of Yuba City, I don't think there's anybody who has a higher passion and care for the city, and his outreach certainly helps us get our mission done. So to you, congratulations. I look forward to another couple of years with you. Tony, wow. I'm usually a person of a few words, so I was wondering, can I hire you for speech writing? Because that one blew me away in a good way. So, again, coming on to the council, a new member, fresh ideas, very passionate about the city. My impressions of you have been completely competent, ready to hit the ground. I know that you have some apprehension, as we all did when we first took office. But at the same time, I know that you possess the ability to just hold your own and contribute mightily to the things that we're going to be doing. And I'm looking forward to the next 2 years serving with you as well. I do have to say something about Sean Harris, only because I don't think I would be here if he hadn't lied to me. And he knows this, and some of you have heard this before, but I'd had a fair amount of experience with the city, having worked there for 30 years, and I don't know how many darn council meetings I went to, and some folks said, "Hey, Mark, why do you run for council?" I'm going, "Heck no, I don't want to do that." "Why don't you go talk to Sean Harris?" "Okay, well, I'll go do that." "Sean, how much time is this going to take?" I was working full time still, and he goes, "Oh man, no problem. 10 hours a month, 10 hours a month." And he did it with a straight face, and I'm thinking, hey, well, okay. Well, that obviously is not necessarily and isn't the case. And I don't regret his coercing. Roy Ramirez in the back was another, Stacy Brookman in the back there, and Jackie, we've had conversations before. Crystal also helped me with the campaign, and Chad. So, there's been a lot of people that have supported my opportunity and privilege of serving on the Yuba City Council. Halfway through my second term, and looking forward to the next 2 years. I had the pleasure of having Dave as a vice mayor when I was mayor, and now I get to try to live up to how he supported the mayor as your vice mayor, and I'm looking forward to that. Mike, super, and again, here's a person that you know, but you don't know. And Mike has just been a phenomenally professional, competent, and I think, again, here's a guy that has absolute passion. The thing that I think distinguishes this council from other governmental bodies, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody, I can talk about this one because I live with this one, is we don't have any agenda other than making Yuba City good. Okay, we don't come with any personal motivations other than serving the citizens. And for that, I'm absolutely privileged. We got some challenges ahead, but boy, I feel so good sitting up here with these four individuals as we meet those head on. So I like to congratulate the mayor on being the mayor. I task the rest of us with all the good work that we're going to do. And I thank you for the opportunity to have the comments tonight.
Thank you. The bad thing about sitting in the middle is you have to talk after all of these. We got an excellent speechwriter, a motivator. I mean, all these things going on. It's really humbling. To my colleagues up here, four of us have been together for a few years, and from a guy's perspective, if you had to walk into a fight somewhere, I would take any of the three of you with me in a heartbeat, because I know where your hearts are, and I know that you're in it to win it. So, keep up the good work. You guys each bring something different to the table, and we balance each other. And when you've got that, adding to what Mark said about the council, there's no hidden agendas. We just want to do what's right. We just want to make this place the best that it can be. And when you have that and the way that we work together, I'm looking forward to that continuing on. Tony, I didn't lie to you like Sean did to Mark. When we sat down and talked, I tried to tell you what you were getting into, but I will tell you, I am so thankful that you stepped up to the plate. You're going to continue on with how the council has been with the critical thinking, looking at what is right. And sometimes it may not be the easiest decision make, but at the end of the day, we're put up here to make the tough decisions and do what's in the best interest of the city. So I think I told you this privately, but suddenly you've got 4 big brothers up here. And I'm thankful that you're going to be part of this team. So thank you for stepping up. Start with thank yous. You know, here we are again, honey. You know, they couldn't talk me out of it. You know, my wife, thank you. We embarked several years ago, could not do it without you. You are steadfast. You are my soulmate. We are right there together, and we're going to do it again. So thank you. Yeah. Love you too, my dear. We got this. My kids, it's much like Sean said earlier, you know, you miss things, you run late, you got to do this. Dad's going here, dad's going there. Thank you for loaning me to the city. And thanks for being my kids. You guys are awesome. Okay? Love you guys just as much. My friends that are here, I mean, good grief. Well, Crystal, you and Chad ended up over here, but our friends become family. And, you know, it may be not by blood, but you guys are all family. And I really appreciate everything. Crystal, not just as our advertising and our my campaign manager when I was running and such, but you and Chad are friends. And I really appreciate that friendship. I just don't like playing golf too much with him unless we're in a tournament because he crushes it. But Joe, you have been there time and time again. It's like, hey, we need to put up signs. Man, Joe can knock that stake right down in the ground in a heartbeat. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for coming to our community and being a part of it. So Bill and Deb, boy, do we have a history. So, you know, thanks for always being there. Thanks for hitting the road with us when we were doing rodeo. I mean, it's all fun. Can't say enough. Neelam, your family. That's just the way it is. So thank you for being who you are and being a part of our family. And Pastor Allen and Charlene. Pastor Allen, I am amazed by you and your lovely bride every time we talk, because the impact that you have made, not just in our communities around here, but in your lives and around the world between the two of you, there are crowns laid up in heaven for the both of you. And to you guys, it meant a lot for you to be here tonight. So you've been there for my family and I when we needed it. So thank you. Want to get to the city team. Good God, you guys are awesome. There's, like Sean said, you guys do the work. We're the policymakers. We get to sit in the seats. You tolerate us. I'll call it that. Sierra, Tony, Christy, you guys have a hard job herding cats because that's kind of what it is with the 5 of us. And thank you for everything. And doesn't this place look wonderful? Let's give them a round of applause. That was all of these guys. So thank you, guys. But at the end of the day, we have one person that, in my book, just really stands out head and shoulders, and that is kind of like our fearless leader, and that's Diana Langley. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for listening to me and going, what the heck are you talking about now? So you are always the rock. You are spot on. Your leadership style and your dedication to this city is head and shoulders above any city manager that I've ever met and know. And I cannot say thank you enough because you were what this city needed at the right time. And, you know, that commercial says, quit saying you're a rock star, but dadgummit, you are a rock star, ma'am. You really are. And I just thank you. And hang on, we get to do this for another year. Then you got this guy. So, but let's do this and let's make a difference, okay? And then of course, to the residents of the city, thank you for the continued trust that we're doing. I want to talk briefly about the focus on the future, and Mark hit on it. We got some challenges ahead of us. As you saw earlier, Measure D did not pass. So we're going to have to back up, regroup, and we're going to figure this darn thing out, okay? At the end of the day, we have to give our residents the best quality of life that we can with the resources we have. And our council has got some tough decisions ahead of us and some things that we've got to face. But we will come through that. And we have been given the trust of the people of the city, and we do not take that lightly. We have a community that has a heart of service. And the service is not only to one another, but it's service to our business, service to our shared vision of a better tomorrow. And it's that spirit that has fueled the growth and the prosperity of our city over the past 100 years. People saw something and they invested in it. So there's no better way to, support our city than really looking in and getting behind our businesses. And we need to do that. Leadership is more than just a title and setting up here. It's about rolling up your sleeves. It's about leading by example, and it's about showing up and doing the work. And what we need to do is get behind our businesses. So one of the things that we need to get behind in our local businesses is our Chamber of Commerce. Thank you tonight, Janelle, for being here. You're going to make a huge difference there. And we've had a lot of different discussions going on. We need to join together and take the chamber to whole new heights. We've got to protect our businesses. Our businesses are the brick and mortar of this community, and we have to make sure that they are protected and it's a level playing field. So I look forward to working together with you to make sure that our businesses have the best opportunity to not only survive, but thrive and prosper here in our city. So I look forward to that. That leads us right into the DBA, our Downtown Business Association. Ryan, you're here tonight. You have a great organization there. You're the president of the Downtown Business Association. Great hearts, and we need to work forward in getting that area as our entertainment district for the city. I know that the gentleman in the back there, Mr. John Cassidy, has talked about this multiple times. There is a lot of opportunity right down that one street of Plumas Street. So I'm looking forward to us working together to make that dream a reality and getting together with all of the businesses down there, because when they thrive, our city will thrive. When our chamber thrives, the DBA will thrive. And when the chamber and the DBA thrive, the city will thrive. Also, we cannot forget Beale Air Force Base, and we need to make sure that we rally behind them, because we need to make sure that they expand the mission as it's changing out there, and that we welcome those men and women that serve into our community, because many of them get out of the military and call Yuba City and the Yuba-Sutter area home. So we need to make sure that we get behind them. It's all not just about business, but it's about compassion and care. And that's the one thing we have said many, many times about our community, is when there's a need, our community shows up, and they show up in a big way. One of the things that we have to make sure that we take care of and get behind is our Yuba-Sutter Food Bank, and Maria's here tonight as well. If you don't know how many lives they touch in our community, talk to them. It used to be that when you thought of the food bank, you thought of the people that had the minimum wage job and things. With our economy, it's not. It's the families, it's the young families, it's the single moms, the single dads. That is who they're touching. It's our senior citizens who are living on a fixed budget. We've got to pull all of our resources together and make sure that our food bank is surviving and thriving to meet the need of our organization. So I want to thank all three of you for being here tonight, because I wanted to draw attention to yourselves so that the community knew who they needed to get behind. And if you would just stand up a moment, I want to make sure everybody knows who you are. Going to try to wrap it up here pretty quick. One thing that I found out over the years, and especially with my faith and Christ, all truth is parallel. You know, when you're faith-based, you find out that, you know, it gives us a list of things that we are to do. But it goes well beyond that. And I look at service organizations as well. I'm a Rotarian. We have a 4-way test with things like, is it right? Is it beneficial? I asked Mark what the Kiwanis motto was, or mission, and it was serving the children of the world. And then one that always kept coming to mind over and over was service before self. So whether you're a believer or not, you can take that general theme and figure out real quick that something's telling us that we should put others before ourselves and really think about how we can make this world a better place. And with that, I know that I have Pastor Ciciola in the back, and I thank you, sir, for being here as well. It's time that we ask our churches to step up even more. Every time there's been a catastrophe in the world and things have happened to this nation, people have flocked to our houses of worship. 9/11, COVID, people are looking for answers. I ask our churches to come alongside us. Be that bridge between commerce and humanity, and release compassion on our community. So that's what I asked of our churches, to do that, sir. And that kind of brings me with where we go from here. You know, our city has some real needs. And quite honestly, we need some real solutions, because you saw earlier, it didn't work out so well a few weeks ago. During the next year, we're going to continue to do our jobs that you've entrusted us to do, but we're going to focus on one main thing, and that is putting Yuba City first. And we have to maintain our transparency. And one thing that I hoped to bring forward is starting to do some virtual town hall meetings. I've talked to Ms. Langley about that, and I think that was a nice way just to get what we're doing, because we saw so many people that do not realize what we're really doing as a city. They don't realize what our police officers are doing on a daily basis to keep you protected. They don't realize what our firemen are doing. They don't realize what Public Works is doing. They need to realize these things, and so hopefully we will be using some virtual town hall meetings to get that message out. As we saw over the past several months, there's a lot of times we don't agree on everything. But when we go back to those core values that I talked about, whether you're faith-based or not, there's common cores that we need to come together. We can always find the common themes in everything that we agree upon. We saw some discord during the last several months with people that didn't agree with a revenue measure. But they saw the need was there. And so what I would ask is for those people that are at discord to come to us and come with us and be a part of the solution. Not just be part of the problem, but come join us to find those answers, find those common areas that we can go, we all agree on, and leave the outliers on both sides. Because if we can find that commonality, we can actually get some crap done in this city. Yeah, I said crap. Sorry, Pastor. But that's the truth. And that's what happens, and that's the way government was supposed to work, is that we all come together. So with that, I ask everyone to come together and let's work diligently over the next year out of a heart of gratitude and service and commitment to work with the five of us, because I know we're all in, aren't we, gentlemen and ladies? Okay? And with that, I'm going to conclude my comments. We had a party that started 45 minutes ago. Everyone here tonight, if you didn't already know, there is a reception immediately following at City Cafe. please go from here to there. We will have fun tonight because tomorrow we start another day of work. So thank you. And hearing no other business to come before us, we will stand adjourned.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
You've seen signs marking some of the gems in Marysville. They're produced by Sapphire Sign Company, providing something small, large, and mobile. With decades of experience, Sapphire Signs has pioneered local production of a variety of signs, like temporary campaign-style signs, welcomes for unique events, building signage, event promotion, and vehicle customization. Need a sign? Make it a gem from Sapphire Sign Company. On the web at sapphiremarketinggroup.net. Sapphire.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
In Marysville, where roots run deep, McNally Appliances promises to keep the best brands with a smile on its face. We service what we sell, it's a warm embrace. Competitive pricing you can't ignore. With every purchase, you'll love it more. From fridges to washers, all in a line. We install with care to make it shine. Major brands, trusted and true. McNally Appliances is here for you. Oh, McNally, we're your first choice. In Marysville, we help you rejoice. We service what we sell, don't need to stress. At McNally Appliances, we're simply the best. Our promise stands, we'll always be here. McNally Appliances, bringing you cheer.
McNally Appliances, 119 D Street, Marysville. McNallyAppliances.com.
In the morning light, the cameras start to roll. Yuba-Sutter.live, watch the stories unfold. Tune in on Tuesday, the news comes alive. Yuba-Water Agency, making sure we thrive. Yuba City Council, with Marysville in view. Yuba-Sutter.live, it's the truth that comes through. Union on Tuesday, the news comes alive. Yuba-Water Agency, making sure we thrive. Yuba City Council, with Marysville in view. Yuba-Sutter.live, it's the truth that comes through. Yuba-Sutter.live, it's the truth that comes through. Yuba-Sutter.live, it's the truth that comes through.